Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Cute Girls Club. Okay, y'all. This one is gonna be a good one. What I'm gonna share with you today is something one of my good friends, Scott, I'm gonna have him on the show ultimately, eventually. But often he'll say to me, he called me two J's for Jaja. Two J's. A lot of times women don't want you to be who you are. They want you to be who they got in their head. So he said, I'd be like, well, forget it. Give me the script. Tell me the role you want me to play, and I'll let you know if that's a role I can play. And that was so earth shattering for me. It was like a big eye opener. It was like a light, a floodlight came on. And so with that, I'm going to read you all guys something that I wrote to someone that I really, 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 really super cared about. And what I learned is that I was expecting him to be somebody he didn't know how to be. So a lot of times, ladies, come on, my cuties, we have to be honest, and we have to say, I'm not saying that expectations are unrealistic, but often they're unrealistic to the person that we're trying to expect them from, because we're trying to elevate somebody to a place that they have not gotten to yet. Not saying they won't, but I just did another video about time is your biggest asset, and it should not be just given to anyone. And it took me 5 years of time, but I was working on me. So it wasn't like it was 5 years focused. Y'all, excuse me. I got new glasses and I am literally struggling with them because they're progressive, and I haven't worn progressives in a while. And of course they've gotten done some new stuff with it, but let me go ahead on and get to sharing with you is that we cannot expect. You know what? I think I done jacked this up, but I'm gonna keep going. Is what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna go over to this, and so you can see. This is something that I wrote. Let me see. Let me see the date. Um, it was in 2016. So we're gonna just say love because we're not calling nobody out. Hi, love. I left a memorial service of a courageous man earlier today. I met this guy named Virgil at a Super Bowl party this year. He was there fighting for his life, but he still had joy and courage. He didn't make it, but he changed my life with his joy and courageous ways. Today, they played an audio of him telling his story to the congregation. He said that he had 10% heart function, 10% function in the flesh, 90% in God. He said life is short and the next day is not promised. So don't be afraid of anything. Don't be afraid to speak. Don't be afraid to love. Don't be afraid to show people who you are and how you feel. Don't be afraid to speak. Don't be afraid of your voice. I said he showed me a lot through his courage and his adversity. This and I want y'all to know this has some length on it, but I promise you, it's got some golden nuggets in it that the reason why I'm opening up my heart to you all, because this is a letter of my heart. But I hope that it will reach somebody and give somebody some clarity in something that they've been doing. Okay, let's keep going. God forced me to want to be a better me. I told you before, I looked up to the heavens and I prayed for you the night that I met you. I said, and God answered, wait a minute, the night that I met you, God answered with the most awesome man of God, not a perfect man, but a perfect heart of gold. God spoke to me, Ja, you have to change. I refuse to give you my child of God until you change. I found myself unable to get you out of my heart and my mind and my spirit. I found myself wanting to know you in a way that no other woman ever cared to know you. I don't want to shove you into an unrealistic fairy tale. I want to build a reality around who we are today and who we are destined to become. A reality that includes our learning and our maturation process and our thoughts and our hearts and our souls. I want you to lead us into greatness. Okay, ladies, I'm going to stop right there. And some of this stuff I'm going to do a little talkation I think will be good. Are you sitting next to somebody who can't lead y'all into greatness? And it's nothing against them, that man. But if he doesn't know his vision, if he doesn't have the spark to go after it, there's no way he's going to be able to build any generational wealth, have a good foundational thing for you. You have to choose. And also, ladies, if you have sons, you're doing them a disadvantage to just let them sit around idle. Help them so that they'll be able to be great to some woman, not a hindrance, not a homosexual. We'll talk about them another time. I want to respect you as a man. Ladies, men, yeah, you got to do some respectable shit to be respected. But also, ladies, it's a lot of y'all that's so disrespectful. Y'all mouth is vicious. It is horrible. It's actually deplorable. And then you have a mitigated God that wants somebody to love you and respect you back. That's trash. If that's you, we're not talking about you. But if you're a woman who respects a man, or if you want to respect a man, choose a respectable man. Don't get mad because you can't respect a man, but you then chose to be with some nonsense who you couldn't respect him even if he was playing Aretha Franklin songs on repeat. I wanted to support your decisions, your goals, and your dreams. Where that requires a man to have a pure heart, a clear vision, a clear goals, a clear dream. You can't support what's not there, ladies. Love, today I reveal my soul to you. I strip emotionally naked and I ask, can we make love for hours without even taking off our clothes? This should hit to somebody. The making love is, anybody can put it in the hole. I mean, an idiot can do that. Somebody who is mentally not even there can do that. But the making love part requires the hearts to be pure. It requires to be in sync. It requires to be spiritually together. It requires you. And then, yes, sometimes chemistry will fool us to thinking that it's love. So don't let the chemistry confuse the love. You need to do one on that. That's good. That's good. That's good stuff, ain't it? All right. Show me the goodness I see in your eyes. The flesh is cool, but I require the Holy Spirit, mind, body, and soul, because that's what's everlasting. Can we know each other the way a man and a woman know each other in the old school way? You know, in the old school way, where they would go and take their 25 cents and they would walk to the movies. Or if he didn't have nothing, he'd go pick some flowers and get a blanket and some chicken or whatever. Had it mama fry up some chicken. Mama, I want to take Coretta on a picnic with you, fry up some chicken because I think she a good girl. I like her. I want to be with her. And you done sat down there, mama done made the fried chicken with the potato salad, with the tea and the little salad or something or another. And they done sat there and you talked. Everybody was getting musty or whatever, whatnot. But it was love and the intentions was pure. Wasn't nobody trying to be low down and a player. And nobody wasn't trying to be Mr. Grinder and all of that. And Mr. whatever these websites. Can we grow our spirits together? So that means you got to pick somebody you can have a spiritual connection with. You can't grow something that is not there. Can we achieve the impossible dreams together? Well, do you have somebody that's not even have been beaten down by life so much that they can't dream? And is that you? Because I know the feeling. Life can beat you so bad that it'll steal your dreams like a thief in the night. But I say you're strong enough to take them back. Will you build empires and legacies with me? Well, you first got to have somebody that has that mindset. When you ask somebody who don't even know what their tomorrow looks like in their mind movies, there's no way that you can build empires and legacies with that person. Will you build generational wealth with me? Will you learn money with me? Because most of us don't know money. We haven't been given the tools of money. You want to know how generational wealth gets money? They pass the learning. They pass the tools of generational wealth down to each generation so that it can continue to be rich generation after generation. But it's the same in the reverse. Poverty can be passed down. Lack, all of that is passed down. The lack of knowledge of money has been passed down. Illiteracy, ignorancy, all of these things are things that can be passed down just like generational wealth can. What are you passing down to your kids, your grandkids? What are you doing? Will you explore this life with me? Now you gotta find out. See, women, please stop being afraid to ask the questions that are important to you. Please stop being afraid to ask. Because if he leave, he did you a favor. Because that was somebody who was not on the page, that didn't want what you want. Why would you get mad at somebody who was not in sync, that don't fit you? Will you make dreams and fantasies come true with me? I know I may be asking for things that I have not asked, that I know I may be asking for things that have not been asked of you before, but I am different. I was making a mistake right there when I look at this, because this you all, I just want to go back for anybody who's just catching this. I wrote this in 2016, so that's 4 years ago. I have grown so much, but I'm reading again. I'm just being vulnerable and opening myself up to you all today. Will you allow me to make a difference in your life? See, first of all, if a person doesn't want good, or they don't want love, or they just don't want it from you, some of this stuff they can't do. And I will be honored to be your different. A kind of different that's filled with joy and happiness and laughter and goodness. Okay, but let me tell you something. I was trying to offer this to somebody who did not have this themselves all the time. And they did not really want it from me. Some of their actions said they did, but some of their actions was like, and some of their choices will be to the contrary. If you would, may I restore, if you would let me, may I restore your perception of the true beauty a woman can bring to your life. And may I be that woman. But check this out. If all a man knows is trite, ridiculous foolishness, loud, hateful, hollering, low down women, or women whose love comes with a lot of hurt and sting, there's no way in the hell that I was going to be able to restore the perception of the true beauty of a woman can bring to his life. And may I be that woman. It was no way. Would you allow me to cover your cracks? This is one of my favorites. Would you allow me to cover your cracks and you cover mine? I know you're saying cracks. Yes, cracks. You have had your heart chipped, broken, or even shattered before, and so have I. However, our cracks are not in the same place. So if you place your heart up against my heart, I can cover your cracks with my smooth places, and you can cover mine with yours. That is so beautiful. But you also have to have a man who is vulnerable enough to even admit that he has these cracks. Because they've been taught that they gotta have this facade, a heart, a shell, but inside they're crumbling and falling to pieces. A lot of y'all are laying next to somebody that is so broken that they don't even begin to know how to repair themselves. Okay, and with two strong hearts beating as one, we can focus on serving the kingdom of Christ. I can't take away I can't take away the pain women from your past have caused you, especially with the words "I love you." Because it's a lot of men who have been abused by a woman who has come out of her mouth and said that she loved them. Starting from mamas who yelling and talking to them crazy, hating them because they look like they daddy. It's a lot of men that are hurting because of the person that from the world standard is supposed to love them has hurt them to a place that they can't even return. And I'm so sorry. It's some people that's gonna be like, well, I was growing too, I was young too, and I didn't know. And because you have to realize is that the crack babies are grown now, but them crack mamas and crack daddies shattered them kids. A lot of them have been abandoned. A lot of them have been abused. A lot of them have seen things that they should not have seen. Same thing for children of alcoholism, children of molestation and abuse. But that person will still turn right back around and say, I love you. So then they grow up. And then you try to give them a pure love. They don't even know what that looks like. You're trying to give them something they can't even recognize. And it could be delightful. But they just too afraid. They don't know what to do with that goodness. And when you see that, you just go ahead on and just bow out gracefully. Don't hurt them no more, because they don't say no hateful shit to them. Just bow out gracefully. They've been hurt enough. You don't have to come back with no slick mouth and say nothing hurtful. And to be honest, I don't know if I could. The pain makes us appreciate when we have finally been given someone great. I adore what I know about you. And may I know more. See, this was the reason why sex was not on the table, because I did not want to. I wanted to get to know the person. And you have to take sex off of the table when you're trying to get to know the heart of a person. How they move, how they roll. That is if you want a serious and committed relationship. Now, if you just want to jump off, then, keep on doing it like you've been doing. But you saw, I said, I adore what I know, because it could change as you start pulling back the layers. And you got to figure out if you can commit to the who you see when you pull back those layers. Would you take the leap of faith and get to know me, invest in me? The ROI will be phenomenal. ROI is return on investment. We both do real estate. I am unsure if you are a man who likes to chase, or if you like a woman that's a challenge or challenging. I'm unable to sign up for challenging. I am a peaceful woman that has shit to do, so I refuse to sit around and clown with you and play silly games. But I can tell you this, I will probably be your biggest challenge, as you are mine. I did not leave myself out. Ladies, a lot of times we point our fingers at them. We judge men harshly, but then we let ourselves off the hook. Stop it. If you know your shit ain't right, stop it. I will probably be your biggest challenge, as you are mine. We can't be the same old beep and beep, that's me and him, our names, that we've been in previous relationships. God says that's no longer good enough. When it's time to be committed to somebody and spend your life with them, and you are to be good and solid, and if it's a relationship that is supported by God and God is the foundation, your bull is not going to be good enough for God, period. Okay? We have to be the man of God and the woman of God that we were called to be. It won't always be easy. We will make mistakes, and we will have to have the humility and the wisdom to forgive each other and to do things we don't always want to do, but we have to be obedient to the will of God. So that means you got to always be in the presence of God. You have to take time to talk to God about the relationship. Check in with God. A lot of times we'll go through all the little church classes and stuff for the before the wedding, and we'll get counsel with the pastor and da. But then that's it. We drop God off after we walk out of there, and then we get mad when the marriages turn into turmoil. Trust me, I know. I did that. I didn't consult God about anything, and I would have been a fool if I thought it was going to last. It is mandated by God that I treat you amazing. Okay? Anybody, did that hit somebody? It is mandated by God that I treat you amazing. And quiet as it's kept, you are required by God to treat me amazing in return. You see what I'm saying? Spiritually, emotional, intellectually amazing. Provisionally amazing. Yes, provisionally. Ladies, stop thinking because you making all your little money and I'm on Instagram and I'll be selling everything and I'm this. Let that man provide for you. When a man cannot provide, you strip him of his purpose. Stop stripping men of their purpose. Provisionally amazing, protectively amazing. He needs to be able to protect you as best he can, because some groups it's harder to protect your women in the United States than others. Love. You may not think you're ready. I get it. I feel that way too sometimes. So right now like I said, y'all, I wrote this in 2016. We weren't ready. I feel that way sometimes too, because getting myself back together seems like an insurmountable task. This is why it has taken me so long to write these words. I was afraid that because I'm having challenges, you wouldn't like or receive me. Today, I realize my heart of God is more than enough. In addition, what I do know is we were not designed to do this life alone. And for y'all over there, all the single ladies, y'all listen to Beyonce while she's sitting over there with her husband and her 3 kids holding hands out on yachts and stuff, because we were meant to be with each other. That's why it's miserable. It's miserable. We're meant to be together. I don't, love, this is why it's so hard. We're trying to do a two-person job alone. Building empires is not a one-person job. Y'all should be, it's easier when you have somebody to help you carry the load. So let's stop getting away from all this here, trying to be a player and all of that. That shit is lonely as hell. Most great men in history have great women. Open your eyes. God has given you a great woman in me. Our blessings may not always look or sound or even be what we had imagined. Because a lot of times we let the things that we think we want, tall, superficial shit. I want them to have curly hair, light skin, tall, blonde hair, blue eyes. I want them to have this kind of teeth. I want to be tall. I want them to be fat. I want to be skinny. I want to be short. Well, most people don't, we want short, but I want them to be this and I want them to be that. But it's some really good hearts out here that's being missed out on because we looking at superficial things. And I'm not saying that you got to pick somebody who is a booger bear that make you want to just throw up a little bit in your mouth. I ain't saying that, but okay, if you normally date somebody over 6 feet tall that's got wavy hair and or blonde hair and blue eyes and a nice smile or whatever, and they 6 feet tall, but if you got that same man and he 5'10" and he got a good check and he want to love you, you mean to tell me you gonna throw the baby out in the bath water with the bath water over 2 inches? Think about it. That's dumb. Think about it. I promise not to allow your flaws to overshadow your goodness, and I ask that you do the same. Love, life is not promised. I can't go another day without letting you know that I am one of your gifts from God. Please open me. I've been patiently waiting to open my gift to you for almost 2 years. Please allow me to cherish the gift of you. Can we go on dates while we're getting our finances together? And you know, I'm cool with the non-traditional dates, i.e. walks in the park, phone dates, intellectual exchange dates, competitions dates, because I'm still waiting to spank your ass in a cook-off. Yeah, he used to always try to tell me he can cook better than me. Child, bye. May I be your amazing. Before you answer, I humbly ask that you get on your knees and ask God why I was given to you. You may share this with another man of God that you spiritually respect. Because sometimes we need counsel. We need somebody to help us navigate through some of our decisions. So I went ahead on and just asked that he put it out there on the table with respective counsel who will be able to help him. Yes, I was brought to be your friend, but because we have to have a strong foundation. But that's not why I'm here. A house is nothing without a strong foundation. So please ask God for clarity when it comes to me. Please be obedient and not worldly. That's one of the hardest lessons I had to learn in this journey of you. Okay, and the reason why I say that, because he was very handsome, he was tall, he was, he wasn't big, but he was thicker than I customarily would have dated. He also was ruggedly handsome, and I normally would date men who are more pretty and handsome, like where they're just strikingly handsome, beautiful men. Or like super fine and things of this nature. So it wasn't that I didn't find him to be attractive, because he was a very handsome man. But he was not my norm. But I didn't care about that. That's the way I did with my ex-husband. One thing I learned is if somebody does not actually have the physicality that you necessarily prefer or you normally go for. Then at that time, that's when your maturity has to kick in and say, okay, well, now I got to pull back the next layer and see what is this person. I got to look at this person now. What is it about you? Because he could be smart as I don't know what. I don't know about y'all. That's my favorite orgasm. A mindgasm is the best shit in the world. A man that's so smart, you be sitting over there like, ooh, ooh. He's so smart. You need a cigarette. That's what I'm saying. That's one of the hardest lessons that I had to learn in this journey of you. You see, it took me a long time to get the courage to tell you how I feel because you are different. So I had to do things differently. My heart is is the best it's ever been. Will you please accept this gift from me to you, my heart? And then I signed it with my name. But the moral of this is that I was trying to give him something and ask him to be somebody that he was not ready to be for me. I can't say if he was ready to be it for somebody else because I really don't care about that. But for me, he was not ready to be that man that was for me. So back to my friend Scott. Scott, I love you, my friend. Um, Give me the script and let me read it and see if I can play the role. And when he read the script, he told me he couldn't play the role, but he did not want me to not be in his life. So I tried to do the friends, but my heart just couldn't do it because I couldn't sit there and continually watch him make bad as his friends make woman decisions that I thought were bad, but they were working for him. But I can't watch somebody I love on the train that's a train wreck. See, everybody like to watch a good train wreck until they loved one is on the crashing train. So I just couldn't do it. So I would love to hear some of the things of y'all great love. Tell me some of the things that's the best things about some of your great loves. Or even somebody that you tried to give them something that they didn't even know that they needed, or that they didn't even care to want it because they couldn't appreciate it with the person in which who they were. Hopefully this is ringing with somebody, and I open this up to let you know that you can be vulnerable, but you need to be vulnerable. You need to open it up and make sure it's somebody who shares a similar love blueprint as you. He and I don't share the same love blueprint. Was it hurtful? But it was necessary for me to learn. I love you, cuties. I wish you guys the very, 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 very best. I hope this one was very, very informative. I hope you learned a lot from this one. I really hope you learned a lot. And we will definitely see you next time on the Cute Girls Club. This is your girl, Ja. Have a good day.